And every ship captain and every seafaring person and sailors and all those who make a living by the sea stood at a distance and cried out as they looked at the smoke from her burning. And by the way, when they mentioned about burning, I did research on the word hell in the Old Testament and in the New Testament, and they come from the Hebrew and Greek word Sheol and Hades, which means the grave, dust. Like the saying goes, to dust you are, to dust you will return. That's what the word hell means. So it doesn't refer to literal burning, like torturous burning forever in a like a hellfire. It just symbolizes destruction. So that's what this burning is about. And it goes on to say, too bad, the great city in which all those who had ships at sea became rich from her wealth, because in 1 hour she has been devastated. Apparently, the harlot's political lovers will soon turn on her in the very near future and destroy her. And so that is what John was writing down in the Apocalypse there. So very, very interesting. We'll wait and see what future developments take place. So stay tuned for that. That the political lovers of this world, the kings of the earth, is that picture shows there at the United Nations. Can you imagine that? Turning on false religion and getting rid of her forever for all the damage that they've done. So it's very interesting, and I thought it very interesting, and I thought it might be interesting to you too. So we see that religion, or rather false religion, is responsible for the slavery that has taken place. And not just the transatlantic slave trade, but let's also remember the East African slave trade too, where religion was oftentimes complicit. We know that enslaved persons were sold to China, they were sold to Persia, which is Iran, they were sold to Babylon, Iraq, they were sold to the Ottoman Empire in Turkey, up into Russia, the Slavic peoples there. So all of that was going on as well. The East African slave trade. They even, the Berber Africans went all the way even to the coast of England and took captives. You can read about that in my new book, Three Brothers 1626 talks about that. So anyway, not just the transatlantic slave trade, but even the East African slave trade. We see religion was complicit, and we even see that today. We see the wars and the profits are continuing to go. Religion is right behind it, fanning the flames. And we see the Israeli government, for example, and their treatment of the Palestinians, how civilians, innocent civilians, have been bombed and killed. Women and children have been killed. Some people, some watchdogs, even human rights organizations say it's like an apartheid system. We see Syrians being bombed as well. We see Saudi Arabia bombing Yemen off the Horn of Africa as we speak right now. And then, of course, we know what's going on in Myanmar. They say that it's a genocide going on right now. Where is the outcry for that? As well as what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. And we've had even some reports I've heard where the Orthodox churches over in Russia have been silent, totally silent about what's going on. So what happened to the golden rule? Were you to love one another as you love yourself? So anyway, friends, those are just 2 points I wanted to share with you today about the origin of the word Melungeon, as well as who started the transatlantic slave trade. And another point about the Melungeons, we know that many who are taking their DNA and many who have stories in their family about that they were Portuguese and that that is their nationality is Portuguese. Well, keep this in mind, friends, that and some of you who have taken DNA tests find that you have African ancestry, and maybe you were surprised. Maybe you didn't think that you had that. And maybe your African ancestry points to Central Africa. And so, but yet you have a storyline where your ancestors spoke Portuguese. Well, guess what, friends? Those Africans who were enslaved from Angola and the Congo and Central Africa and brought over on the transatlantic slave ships into the South and Virginia and Tennessee and Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, all throughout the South, our ancestors, well, guess what? Those Africans that came in 1619 and after, they spoke Portuguese. Yes, they spoke Portuguese because they were colonized by Portugal. So many of them even spoke fluent Portuguese, when they arrived in colonial Virginia. So just keep that in mind, friends. So, but we know that there's going to be a day of judgment. There's going to be a reckoning coming. So stay tuned, friends. Get a copy of my book, and take a look at it. It's Three Brothers, 1626, and also 16, 19, 20 Africans. Almost forgot. So anyway, stay tuned, stay safe, and we will talk again. Take care. Hey. Don't worry.